Hello guys, welcome back to the Blogsy guys. Man, we've been away for a long time, haven't we?
Long time no see.
Yeah. And actually there's no good reason for it. I think it just seemed like every day something else we felt we should be doing instead of doing this. So just kept delaying it and delaying it and delaying it. So hopefully we'll get back into a regular schedule with it. It's a lot of fun. That's why we're doing it anyway. Right?
We were busy making Blogsy better.
Yeah, matter of fact, we just released 3.3.1, Centaur's little baby, and a lot of bug fixes. We're really happy about it. It hit some big bugs, I think. Some big bugs that we weren't aware of. We didn't see them. And finally, through someone reporting it and actually sending a screenshot, I think that guy sending that screenshot really helped us out. And also in 3.3, we updated our criticism software, which helps us grab the crash reports and analyze them. So a combination of those things. I'm pretty happy. I think Blogsy is pretty stable.
It's getting more stable.
Do we need any introduced by ourselves, because like last Sean, because that's only my
I'm Sean.
Yeah, I'm Chuseok.
As always.
Yeah, good call, Juso.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess let's get into what we feel like talking about today. Yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about, actually, let's switch this over. HDMI 2. Let me pull this up.
Airplane mirroring.
Yeah. Let's see, Apple TV, and do it out. Okay. And first thing I want to bring up is Mountain Lion. Everybody's talking about Mountain Lion, and I thought I'd just go through some of the features that I thought sounded pretty interesting to me. One is the messages. I'm really excited about that. That whole, and I know you can download it already. I haven't downloaded it. You've downloaded it, right?
Messages? Yeah, messages are out for beta for everyone right now. So you can download it in Apple's website. And
you played with it?
Yeah, you can play with it. You can use it.
Have you?
Actually, I don't use messages on my desktop that much, so there's no chance I actually use all the features in the app, but I tried it. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to, I don't know, the convenience of it. Instead of, where's my phone to answer a message kind of thing, I can just do it right when I'm out at my laptop. I can just do it right from my laptop.
Yeah.
And then also the switching to
the FaceTime.
Yes, thank you. FaceTime.
I'm in your mind.
Yeah. I use FaceTime all the time. Because I live in South Korea and my relatives and a lot of friends are in the States, so I use FaceTime quite a bit. So being able to do that just quickly and easily, I guess it has its bad side too. Sometimes I'm too busy. I don't want to actually talk to someone. Once you're talking to them, in video sense, or it takes away, messaging. You can take a break and get back or whatever. So
people are saying there's some drawbacks, like there's a side panel that shows the conversation list, but if you reply to someone and like once you taking the conversation with several different people, then the sidebar goes up and down and up and down, because the newest is on the top always. So people saying that it's very inconvenient UI wise.
That one, I guess if I played with it, maybe it'd bother me, but just in my mind it doesn't bother me that much. But the one thing that they said that's a problem is it doesn't match exactly right now. So for example, if I get a message and I receive it on my phone and I answer it on my phone, then I go to my computer, I can't find that conversation on my computer.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly syncing up exact same conversations. That would bug me, and hopefully, they just released it. Hopefully,
and it's a beta.
Right. Yeah. By the time it comes out, they'll have it exactly matching.
Right.
So.
Did you try the other? Oh, you didn't install the Mountain Lion on your Mac, did you?
No, I haven't installed Mountain Lion. I haven't done it yet. I was thinking about it. I guess I can do it, but you guys are more concerned about it because...
Yeah, we have only one Mac, and we have to use it for developing.
Right. Each of you have Macs that you use for developing, and we're afraid that if you use that, the Xcode won't
Yeah.
work. So we're waiting off on that. But I guess I could, and maybe I will. I'll report
Yeah.
back on that. Another thing is messages. I think this is pretty cool. You can write a message on any device, and it'll sync. And also, they've allowed now the
You
ability.
just told messages. Are you talking about notes?
Yeah, notes. I'm sorry. And now you'll be able to put images in your
Right.
notes, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, it takes some getting used to, but it's a mindset change, and maybe because I'm old, you know, it's harder for me to make that change. But it took me for a while to realize, hey, I can just take a picture of something to remember it. Instead of pulling out the note app and writing down, oh, the price of this is $3.25 or something, I can just take a picture of the thing. So I've made that adjustment. So now to be able to take a picture of something and then make a note about it, I think I'll get a lot of use out of that.
Yeah.
Being able to sync it across all my devices.
And you know, I use iPad and my iPhone and Mac, so I use the Notes app synced with the iCloud. But on my Mac, before the Mountain Lion release, I have to use the email app for Notes. You can sync Notes in with the email apps. But problem is, sometimes if you write something on your iPad, if you go to the email app, if you edit it, sometimes it's just gone, totally gone. So I lost all my notes.
Oh,
Yeah, that's worst.
Apple!
But yeah, hopefully in Mountain Lion they fixed all that, you know, syncing problem too.
Yeah. The other thing too here, they bring up Twitter integration. That Twitter is going to be integrated and similar to iOS.
Yeah.
My question is, with some of this, is it going to be tied to using Apple apps or Apple programs? Because I don't use Safari. I use Gmail through the web browser.
Yeah.
And I notice a lot of things, they have options. Oh, email this. But then it opens up my Safari. And I don't want that. I want it to open my Gmail account. So I don't know if some of this stuff is going to be baked into the Apple programs, but
You
not
mean-
work outside of it.
You mean you want to use the Gmail for your main email app, but you're worrying about they open the mail app,
Right, that it opens the Safari, or not Safari, opens the
Mail.
yeah, what is it, Mac, Apple Mail.
But right now you can set the default email app, and Gmail is not app. So, but if you install the Gmail notification plugin, then you can set the Gmail as your default email app. So there's a way, if you use a Mac, there's a way to change that setting.
to kind of backwards. But
Yeah.
then what if you have multiple email accounts, for example? I have to do personal one plus company one, and
Yeah, there might be some confusing.
yeah. And so I'm a little bit worried about that. There's other things too. That all the iCloud integration.
Right.
You know, I'm not a big iCloud user because there's a limit how many gigs you can get, and
There's a
anything
limit.
over that you got to pay for.
There's a limit for every apps, so there's not actually a limit for your account. Oh, there is actually. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused. But
Yeah,
But,
so
yeah.
again, I know they want everybody to change to using iCloud. I feel like I paid a lot of money for the computer already, you know,
Yeah.
to buy the computer, and now I got to pay all the time just to store my stuff up on their server. I don't know. I'm having trouble making that change right now.
to me, the Mountain Lion is everything about iCloud. Every app is going toward the iCloud, and every app there's a two different way of open document. You can open iCloud document or local document. So they're changing the whole UI for iCloud too. And to me, I don't know. I think the limit is 5 gigabytes, isn't it?
It's something like that.
Yeah, and to me it's just very enough. I'm using Dropbox for my files to sync, and Dropbox gives you 2 gigabytes, but it's pretty enough for me. And I don't know, that future is cloud.
But you're not then you're not doing the backup, because as soon as I had all my devices, you know,
Yeah.
iPhones and iPads and everything, automatic backup, I ran out of space.
Mm. If you back up to your cloud, yes, I think you have to pay. I don't know. Right now, I'm not paying for any cloud service, but in the future, I think maybe everyone have to pay a little bit, like your cable TV fee or something.
Yeah, but yeah, that's probably the way it's going. But
Yeah.
I would love to see that it becomes baked into the computer you buy. So I'll buy an Apple computer, but I want iCloud as part of that purchase. You know, so but
Yeah.
maybe it's not going that way.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
I'll be stuck.
I think it depends on personality.
Yeah.
Everyone have different tastes. And, yeah.
And the price of, honestly, it does give you convenience because everything is in a central location for all your devices. But the price of memory is becoming so low that you can get 8 gigs, you know, or terabytes, sorry, 8 terabyte drive for almost nothing and store all your backups there. The only convenience you're paying for is to get it across all your devices
Right.
easily.
Right. So you don't have to back up, or you don't have to save every data of you to the cloud. You can just choose.
I have a bigger question about this, though. Oh, one more thing, though. AirPlay. I'm really looking forward to AirPlay. You know, doing AirPlay now from my iPad. I can't wait until I can do it with my laptop too. I'm looking forward to that. But my question is, you think there's eventually going to be some merging between iOS and OS X?
Yeah, people are actually guessing that because every app in Mountain Lion looks like iOS app. But the blogs I'm following and the people saying that I heard is that Mac and the touch devices like iPhone and iPad has totally different UI. So it's not what Apple are doing. They don't make it as a one OS. That's what the Microsoft are doing actually. They're developing Windows 8 and they're making one OS for every device, for touch device and desktop device. And they are making it able to click it or touch it. So in different cases, but as far as I know, what Apple are doing is they're make the UI just fit with the device. So if it's a touch device, it have to fit with your touch, usage, and other vice versa too.
Yeah, the concern I have is power. Right now you have an iPad and a laptop or desktop because laptop desktop's going to do a lot more. You have the power behind it.
Right.
So I'm worried that if they go towards iOS, there's limitations involved there possibly. I don't know. They're smarter than I am.
But obviously they are taking all the good features from iOS. They had their experiences making the iPad and iPhone, and they're taking back to Mac. Right?
Yeah, the first thing that came to my mind when I started hearing people talking about maybe a convergence, that Blogsy, if it's similar, if both are similar, then you could develop for the iPad and at the same time have a desktop app too, or a laptop app, or vice versa. That would open up a lot of doors, possibilities, really support developers as another way to try to make money from what they're developing.
I don't know. To me, if I think about that, let's say Apple allow every iPhone and iPad apps works on Mac. I think there will be disaster.
Why?
Because there will be a whole bunch of apps that doesn't work. If it only works for touch interface, then you can't use it with your touchpad.
Yeah, I think you can. Again, I think if they were to do that, they'd have better ideas. But you already have your touchpad. You're not touching the screen, but you have your touchpad. So there's possibility as like this bridge that you could use it, and it creates a little finger So you're interacting, and of course that's not the best way to do it. But so your touchpad, as you move around your touchpad, it's like moving around your finger on your iPad. I don't know. Obviously, but if they decide to do that, yeah, eventually they say, okay, these are equivalent actions. This on an iPad and this on a Mac, they're equivalent actions, and so it'd be much easier for programmers. You just have to program the one line and it'll work in both of them.
And right now, the Mac and iPad, iPhone are all using the Objective-C, same coding language, so it's not that difficult. We didn't try yet, but I think it's not that difficult to move to a different device. Yeah. And one more thing that we have to keep in mind on Mountain Lion is what's called the gatekeeper. Have you heard of it?
It's supposed to be security, right?
Yeah, it's about the security of your OS, and there's some, detailed settings, like you can set as you can only download the apps from the Mac App Store, so that you can prevent installing some, some scam apps on your Mac. And they implemented the notification center to Mountain Lion, right? And it only works for the apps on the Mac App Store. So if you wanna integrate your app with the notification center, you have to upload your app only in the Mac App Store. So I think what Apple is doing is they're making just like the iPhone and iPad, making the app environment more secured and actually in their control.
And I think because of the popularity and how much growth in the market for Macs and iPads and iPhones, they're much larger percentage now. It used to be that Windows dominated. Mac was very small, Apple was very small. So they didn't face a lot of security attacks. People didn't develop Trojans and stuff for Macs, so it got the reputation as very secure, it's safe. Not because of something Apple was necessarily doing, just because nobody was attacking it. But as they've grown, I think they need to address that and make sure that they are secure, and it sounds like, yeah, they are thinking and focusing on that. So.
I like that. I like the App Store thing, but only problem to me is that you can't try it. There's no trial version, right? If it's a paid app, you have to buy it before you try something. So I think Apple should, if Apple is going only App Store thing, then they should do something with the trial version, like for a month or something.
I agree 1,000,000%. I think I think you leave it up to the developers how do they design a trial. Whether it's a timed-based trial or a usage number trial or something like that, it's by developer. But I think they have to do that even in the iPad and iPhone App Store. They have to have that. I know the expectations are people expect to pay 99 cents or get a free app. And as soon as something is over that price, they question, should I buy it? Should I buy it? I don't know if it's worth it. And as soon as they read one bad review, justified or not, it makes them just decide, hey, I don't want to spend $3, $4, $5 because it might not work for me. So it would really help developers and plus help the purchasers too. Hey, I can have a trial version, use it a week. If I like it, I'll pay. I think for reputable developers that are really developing products they believe in, it would really help sales.
Right.
I believe that for Blogsy. I think there's a lot of people out there that just don't want to spend the $4.99 if they're not sure that it works. So,
right now, the only way is you have to make a free version and paid version separately. But yeah, I think Apple should make something to control.
And and we've stayed away from that for two reasons. One, you have to maintain both.
Yeah.
Which is much more work.
Yeah.
And we can't think of a really good way to create a free version. What do we do? How do we limit them to 3 posts? It just seems all so weird and wonky, and so haven't done it. Okay, what's your story?
Okay, my topic today is the Pinterest.
Oh.
Have you heard about Pinterest? This is a Pinterest. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I heard the security stuff that they're downloading. They were downloading your full address book.
Oh, that's Path. I think you're confused.
Oh, I am confused. Yes.
That's Path. Yeah, that's different topic. The Pinterest is it's everywhere right now. Everyone is talking about Pinterest. Everyone is saying this might be the next big thing after the Twitter and Facebook. What it does is so you can pin things from web. While you're surfing web, if you see something interesting, you click the bookmarklet, and it searches all the images in that page, and you can choose one image to pin it. So you can pin it to your board. It looks like this. You can pin many things on your board, and your followers can see it. So it's like timeline with pin. And I used it. It's a invite only, so you have to be invited.
Did you invite me?
I'll do it now. So I've been used it for several months, and at first I didn't know what's the the fun part of it, but right now it's getting more interesting to me. That I can see now. I have many people I'm following. I can see many interesting things, like some new product.
Can I ask you? So on your wall, it doesn't just show your photos, but it also shows the photos other people that you follow. So if they come to, you don't actually go to someone else's wall. You go to your own personal wall.
That's the same as Twitter. So you have your timeline. It shows all your followers. I mean, the people you're following, the pins at the same time. And if you go to your profile, you can only see your pins. And if you go to someone's profile, you can only their pins.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But I played with this a long time ago, I think, before it hit all the buzz and everything. And I came from it from a mobile version. And I loved looking through the pictures, but I didn't understand how I'm supposed to share. It seemed like too much work on a mobile site. If I'm searching Safari, is there an easy way? Is there a bookmarklet that I tap and it'll add it to it?
Yeah, you can use the same bookmarklet on your mobile devices too. And yeah, and what's different from other social services are people are saying it's a I forgot the word. Coordination. Is that right?
To coordinate, yeah.
Yeah. So you right now there are so many social streams and too much. So this service can actually coordinate your
aggregate.
Yeah, aggregate. Yeah,
aggregate it. Yeah, to pull everything in. So if you have Twitter and Facebook and all other social services, it'll aggregate it into one.
Yeah, right. But there was different word for that. If you go to gallery, there's someone who guides you. How do you call them? We're sorry.
Not a curator.
Curator, right? Curating.
Okay, they don't guide you. They decide what they're going to put in the museum. Okay.
So people are calling this as curating service. So, yeah, you can collect only things you are interested in and shows in one big wall.
But I guess mentally, again, I haven't used it, but to me, Twitter, right, or Instagram. I go to those apps and I follow someone and I can respond back or add something of my own.
Yeah.
But to me, if I went to the Pinterest app, you don't add things of your own. That's just a place to go and look at other people's stuff. I actually have to be somewhere else in Safari or some other browser to pin something. That is the disconnect, I think, that that maybe I had a problem with it.
But also that's a difference from other apps, I think. And on your mobile Pinterest tab, you can add your pictures that you took with your phone
Okay.
too. But I don't know, it's just to me, but if I go to the Pinterest mobile app and tap on the camera button, it crashes every time.
That's not good.
Yes, that's not good.
It's a free app though.
Yeah, right.
So, but looking at your images, and from also when I looked at Pinterest, it didn't seem like there's a lot of personal images. It was more
Right,
like
exactly.
images I found on the web or this
Exactly.
crazy picture.
I think that's what Pinterest is. I mean, the main purpose of it is to take the pictures for the websites, all of your website you are surfing, and post it to your pin. It's not actually not your own photos.
But I think I was reading too that actually Pinterest has a higher follow through to the article than Twitter and Facebook. So I was just going to ask about that. When you have an image, there's actually a link if you follow
Right.
that link to the where you got the image from, the article.
Exactly. Yeah, you have the link to the page that you get this picture from.
Shit girls find Pinteresting?
What's this? This is some board.
Pinteresting. That's interesting. Nice one to choose.
Interesting. It's interesting.
I'm wondering, could
yeah.
we make a unified Blogsy one? Like, I can, if I find cool images, I can put there. If you find cool images, Jusung, you find cool images.
Yeah.
I'll put it there.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure that you can do that.
Let's try that.
Yeah,
Sure, it'd be really cool.
and you can have multiple boards. So you can make your own boards like sets. So I made like interesting stuff, great softwares.
You want an old Nokia phone?
My wish list, I put some mic. This
Oh,
is
it's a mic. I thought it was an old, like, old style Nokia phone.
Yeah.
What kind of, that mic is for, hooked up to the iPad or iPhone or just
Yeah.
independent?
This mic, I repinned it from some other my followers. Actually, Robert Scobble. I don't know the details, but it's a mic that you can record things, and also you can connect to somewhere to record. Why are you laughing?
Because I want it. What's it do? I don't know.
But it just look cool.
I have lots of cool looking stuff. I don't know what it does.
I'll think about it later.
Maybe I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always wanted an easy way, and maybe there is now with the iPhone, record conversations. And so when I went to McDonald's in Korea, I could record how bad my Korean is, or and
Automatically, you mean?
yeah, and then later my wife could tell me, "Oh man, you're not making any sense. You should say this," or something like that.
You can use your app.
Yeah, I'm like,
too much work.
hamburger 하나 주세요.
Oh, wait a second.
Okay, so apps.
Yeah, let's do app.
Okay, let's do apps. You already pulled up. Are you going to do your app on here or on your iPhone?
Oh, I can show you on my iPhone.
Okay, then let's change the input. Let's
Yep.
go back here. And okay, let me pull this up. My app. Okay. Whoops.
So we
Why did I do
improved.
that?
We're actually demoing our app,
Yeah.
not our app. But
Mine here is Zeit.
mm.
Of course, from the beginning, iPad got a reputation of being a consumption device.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. It's predominantly still a consumption device.
There's a Blogsy.
Right, I know. There are more and more apps making their way to making it a actual creation device. Blogsy is one of them. I know Apple's put out a few, like their video editing one.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's several in this category, and I kind of enjoy Zeit. It pulls articles for you by category, and then it gives you the ability to say you like it or you don't like it. And then if you like it, it'll remember that and give you more articles that are similar to that kind of article. So it kind of learns the stuff you like to read about. And it even gives you the ability down here to fine-tune that too. You can give me more from where this article came from, or give me more about what are the topics in this article. So you can really refine it. And I just kind of like it because I was using, what's it called, Goodreader, or for RSS feed.
Google Reader?
Yeah, I think it was Google Reader.
Yeah.
And it just became too much. You know, you subscribe to all these RSS feeds, and a lot of them you get the same story over and over and over again.
Right.
So I would just stop reading it, and before I knew it, I had like 4,000 articles I'm behind on reading, and I just gave up. So this kind of can do what I want it to do. And also, for things that aren't, you can customize it and put in, they give you different kind of categories you can add. But you can also create your own. So down here, I'm totally into Oregon Ducks, football, actually basketball too. So I could create my own, and it goes out there and, I don't know, does a search and keeps it up to date, and so it gives me all the articles across the web that's related to the Oregon Ducks. So you can actually set up your own. There is no Twitter or Facebook integration in reading. You can post stuff to them, but there isn't any reading. But I wouldn't mind that. It wouldn't be bad to me, but
so
it's not necessary to me.
So it's automatically sort some news for you, even if you didn't follow or subscribe anything?
Right.
Oh.
So it feeds you from the beginning. I guess it gives you a generic, this is what most people like, broad range, and then
really?
through time you're going yes, no, and it starts to refine it to the kind of articles you like. And it already has sections set up here, but you can add sections or get rid of sections if you never read them, and so it separates them. And then you can go like across here, and it'll go to a certain depth of articles, and so actually, like these articles out here, I've already seen and read through the ones I want to read. So it updates and adds new ones to the beginning, drops some off at the end, and some of them are left in the middle. And that's the only thing that I wish they had, and I haven't seen it in any app. I would really like it if they had some check that said, I've either read it or I'm not going to read it, and so next time I launch it, I don't see it again. I really hate that, seeing it over and over even though I've already read it.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't know that this app is doing something like that. And it's also goes along with that curating thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's similar like that. I don't know who's doing it. I guess the people at Zeit are doing it, but it's a way for me to keep up on the latest news and everything for what I like to do. And I know you're a big Flipboard fan, right?
Yeah, I like this app, but I don't actually use this that much. I don't know. I use the Reader app always. I use Google Reader, and there's a, do you know that Reader app? R-E-E-D.
I think that's what I used before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of satisfying with my Google Reader. Yeah, I also have same problem with you. I sometimes have like hundreds of unread posts, but I just read the titles. Yeah, I just read the titles and mark everything as read.
Yeah, that doesn't fit with my character. And also Flipboard, I don't personally. It's just taste, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people prefer it, but I don't like that they separate it by where the source comes from, and you got to go and choose that source. Zeit kind of just sends it all to you, and you don't get a lot of the same stories. Once in a while, you'll get different sources, but the same story. And the other thing, yes, Flipboard has integration of Twitter and Facebook, I can read that too. But you can only read one source.
All right.
And so with Twitter, I have multiple sources that I need to follow and want to interact with and everything. So that's a frustration for me every time I look at it. It makes me realize, why I'm not reading my other Twitter account, only this one. I should be reading the other one too. So
Yeah, I kind of feel that Zeit is more advanced than Flipboard.
and then there's Google Currents, which is very similar to Flipboard to me. You know, and it's the same thing. You select which ones you want to follow, and then it shows them in that order. And that's a little bit different because you got to actually touch on that one, and I guess you can see it's processing.
Yeah,
come
it's
on,
very
come on.
slow.
Yeah.
I downloaded this app, but I just opened it the first time. I didn't use it after that.
It's nice looking. I don't have a problem with the way it looks or function. It's just not the way I choose to read my news. So anyway, that's my app breakdown, and I prefer Zeit to get my news when I have time.
My app, I'll show my choice. Okay. I'll send my
Oh, did you see this story? Sorry.
yeah.
First photos of China's 298 million year old buried forest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they found underneath some coal mine. They found this forest that's been preserved, perfectly preserved. So you know Pompeii, right?
Yeah.
So they're saying it's similar to Pompeii. That all of a sudden this ash fell down and preserved it perfectly. And so it's really interesting. They can go through the forest, or this area, and they've done renderings of it. And there's certain plants that no longer exist.
Wow.
That were in the forest at that time. I didn't hear anything about if they found any animals in it at that time. But anyways, I love stuff like this. I love science. So, yeah, showing.
So is it like oldest thing in the earth?
I don't. I don't know about that. From what I read, they were just, you know, it's just amazing discovery because it's perfectly preserved kind of forest.
I don't have a sense that, you know, how old the dinosaurs are. And so I don't know what 298 million years is.
Yeah, they went into the article, and 298 million years ago was, I think, after the extinction of most of the dinosaurs, and there was the first little mammals. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Okay. Okay, I'll show my app. Excuse me. I'm sending out to Apple TV, and it's called Clear. This Clear is a to-do app. Very simple to-do app, but it's nothing different. It's just to-do list, but their UI is totally different from any of their apps. I'll show you. So this is the main list. If you launch the app, they just show this very simple list. You don't see notification bar, you don't see normal UI scroll bar, any buttons. But if you tap on it, it opens my list. Oh, actually I didn't have any list, so if you tap on it, my wish list, iPad 3. It's a list, and
you have wish lists everywhere. That's the purpose of social networks. Wish lists. Maybe someone will buy it for me.
Yeah, someone will see it, I hope. And to add the list, you can release. So it says pull to create item, release to create item. So if you release it, you can add the new list. So like
new list or new list item?
New list item here. So you can add new list in the same way too. So
MacBook 4.
So you can create a new list like this. I don't know, Mac Pro.
Can you do details, more details than just the So here's the
Um,
heading, and I want details about this. Has to be 64 gigs, and
No, it's a very simple app, so
Okay,
you don't have
okay.
that feature. You
what was that? You started to slide it.
So I'll show you later.
Okay.
So if you pinch with your finger, you can also create an app, create the list item. Oh, if you pinch, release the create item. You see it? And if you release it, you can create something too, Blogsy. And it's a priority. So on the top is top priority, and it goes down. And you can drag to change the priority. Like you can long press it, and you can drag things up and down. And if you want to check, you can just swipe to the left. You can check as completed. If you want to delete items, you can swipe to the left. Yeah. If you want to check, if you try to swipe to the right. If you want to delete it, swipe to the left. And yeah, and if you want to go to the upper level, you just pinch out. Pinch out. So it goes.
So you have different lists. Can you do that again? Can you pinch out?
Pinch out.
Yeah. Okay. So this is your wish list.
Yeah.
Can you pinch out again?
Yeah, it goes to the main page.
So again, the same UI. Can you tap on my list? So the same UI. If you want to add a new list,
Yeah.
you just pull down created list. Okay. Wow. Interesting stuff. And it doesn't sync right now, right? There's no
Doesn't
syncing.
sync. There's no iCloud syncing. It's just a list.
You know what I heard? And maybe you already know this. That this was developed by a kid that just graduated from university and was looking for a job. So he developed it, designed it, and developed it as kind of like, see what I can do for an interview. That
I didn't read that story, but I heard that there was one person, maybe it's the same guy, and he developed this app with these companies, developed by real Mac software. Yes, actually, I bought this app today to show you people, but I don't think I'll use this because I have different to-do apps and list apps that sync with their different devices, and I like it better. But the way they're doing, they totally changed the UI out of the iPhone's normal default UI. I think what they're doing is really good. They're going toward the simpleness, but when you first use it, you kind of have some learning curve. You have to get used to it. But once you get used to it, it's very simple. It's gestures and all.
But it kind of fits in to me when I watch you doing it, because I've read a little bit about it. I thought that story fit, that it was some guy that's just developed it, and because it's very simple,
Yeah.
and because it looks like he's using standard UI functions. You know, long press, drag left, drag right,
Yeah.
pinching.
Yeah.
So he's like, what can I do with these functions? Oh, how about if it does this? How about if it does that? So it was almost it's almost like a test bed app to me.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a UI sample thing, it looks like. And if the list is empty, it shows some, you don't see it, but it shows some favorite quotes. So it's pretty interesting too.
Good quote.
Yeah.
Don't bunt. Aim out of the ballpark.
Or it's Steve Jobs one too. Anyway, yeah, you can see it.
It's interesting. My personal feeling is the Reminders app.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Reminders app, but feel like it needs a whole bunch more features. I would
Right.
like it to be a lot of ordering and
Right.
there's a lot of stuff, setting up dates and times and schedules, but you're not limited to that. That's always my problem. It seems like a lot of to-do lists, they're either to-do lists like this, simple, list your stuff, or they're more about scheduling. Oh, on Wednesday, from 5 to 6, I have to do this. It seems like nobody's really figured out, I haven't found one that does both of those successfully. You combine
You're
it.
right. There are many to-do lists that some basic thing you need in your life. So there are a bunch of apps. And like you said, I haven't seen any perfect one. Right? I like
something.
I like the reminder from Apple too, but like Lance said, that the priority setting is totally unusable. Just spam.
To me, To-Do app is kind of perfect to me.
Yeah, I used that for a while,
Yeah.
and out of all of them I tested, that was the best, and that's why I bought it. Yeah, but still,
There's an app called To Do.
right,
Yeah.
To Do. I had all kinds of fits with syncing, and I wanted my To Do on my desktop and on my iPad and everything together and updated, and I just, To Do had all kinds of problems for me doing that. I don't know, maybe they've fixed it. I haven't used it in a long time.
Yeah.
I heard many people are saying that the Wunderlist,
Oh yeah, Wunderlist.
the
Yeah.
Wunderlist, but it's a German thing, right? So
Yeah.
people are calling Wunderlist.
Wunderlist.
Yeah.
Right, the W is
Yeah.
V sound, right?
And they made a new one called
Wunderkit.
Wunderkit,
Yeah.
and people are saying it's really good. I haven't
What's
used
it do? Wunderkit?
It's the same. It's a to-do list thing too, but it has further more features, so you can use with your colleagues, and you can set some project and many detailed things.
I'm considering trying to use it as some collaboration tool on church. Some publishing. Some
Have you-
books.
Wunderlist?
Yeah, using so.
Wunderkit, right?
Wunderkit, right?
Oh.
Did you try it?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
It seems good.
Yeah, very good.
That's another one that I had. I was relatively happy with the way it functioned on the iPad and the iPhone, but I could never get it to install on my MacBook. And I wrote the company, and they said do this and do that and do that, and it just gave me all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, it was
on my,
pretty buggy at
Yeah.
first. We in our company we used it also at the first time, but right now we don't use it. But maybe they got better.
yeah, maybe they got better. We're using Apple's.
Yeah,
This
reminder
right.
app.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Other than it's not very feature rich. So anyway,
Yep, that's it for me.
that's it for me too. So I think we better call it a day, huh?
Yep.
Call it a show.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, a lot
For
of
a long
fun.
while.
Go make some news so we can talk about it.
Yep. Break something.
All right. See you guys next time. Bye.
All right.